Hi, I'm Dr. Shaunna, the Canadian health coach, and I teach people with an overwhelming diagnosis how to tap into their own innate healing ability and defy the odds. The message that I want to share really is that who you really are is pure wellness. So this is more about allowing your wellness rather than fighting your illness. And we do that through positive focus, taking baby steps in the direction that you want. The enormous power of this was really brought home in 2016 when my dad suffered a massive stroke. The doctor said that there was nothing that they could do for him. It was far too massive. He could not survive, and they sent him to the community hospital to die. As a medical doctor of over 25 years, and especially as a radiologist, I knew when I looked at the CT scans that what they were saying was medically correct. However, I also knew, being a certified health coach and specifically working in the area of mind-body medicine for over a decade, that who we really are is pure wellness. And we can tap into that through positive focus, taking baby steps in the direction that we want. So I took a one-way flight home to see my dad. And on that flight, I focused on what we could do, not on what we couldn't do. What I did want, not on what I didn't want. And by the time I landed, all I needed my dad to have was a pulse. I knew anything else we could work with. And so I knew also that the brain was a use it or lose it organ. Early on, it was critical to focus on a little bit of sensation, a tiny bit of movement. If we had a little bit, we could have more. And focusing on what he could do, not on what he couldn't do. In those early days, it was difficult in being surrounded with a culture focused on what someone couldn't do. My brother brought his phone to me and said, "It says here that people who have strokes most often have," and I grabbed his phone and I put it face down on the table and I said, "Do you want what normally happens? Do you want what usually happens? Because I can tell you what usually happens. And I don't want any part of that. I am choosing to go in a different direction. I want a different direction." When the doctors would give a horrible prognosis or bad news, I didn't fight them. I didn't say, "You don't know what you're talking about," or "I'll show you." Instead, I just let their words pass right through me without sticking, lovingly knowing everyone's just doing the best they possibly can from where they are. To keep us focused in that positive direction, I posted a calendar in my dad's hospital room. And each night we would post our win of the day with a little post-it note on that day. Things like off oxygen, IV out, able to take sips, able to feel his finger, able to wiggle his toes, and then stand. The day he was able to stand was the best day of my entire life. And then steps, and then stairs, and cycling, baby step by baby step, so that in 35 days, he walked out of there on his own 2 feet, back home with my mom, defying all the odds, earning him the title of Miracle Man. The same day that he left the hospital, there was a woman half his age with half as severe a stroke who was just starting to stand. This is the miraculous power of positive focus, taking baby steps in the direction that you want. So my recommendation for you is this. In the next 35 days, get a calendar and post your win of the day and focus on what you can do, what did work, what you do want. This positive focus in the direction that you want can have absolute miraculous power and allow you to tap into the wellness that you really are. Be good for you.